What is a Web3 venture studio? The term venture studio is becoming more common in the startup world. But what does it actually mean? And how does a Web3 venture studio in Australia like Milysec differ from a regular development agency or a traditional VC fund? A venture studio doesn't just fund ideas or build apps on contract. It does both and more. A venture studio is an active co-founder and builder. It brings together technical execution, the full stack team to design, build, and ship, capital, equity investment, or early stage funding, strategy, product thinking, go-to-market, tokenomics, positioning, network, connections to partners, investors, users, and the broader ecosystem. The result is something between a startup incubator, a software agency, and a VC firm optimized for speed and technical depth. How Milysec works as a Web3 venture studio. At Milysec, we operate as a Web3 venture studio based in Australia with a focus on the Solana ecosystem. Here's how we approach building. We co-build, not just consult. When we work on a project, we're not handing over a specification document and waiting for feedback. Our team is embedded in the build from day one, making architecture decisions, writing code, designing interfaces, and iterating weekly. For founders with a strong vision but limited technical capacity, this is enormously valuable. You get a full technical co-founder without giving up equity to a single person and without the risk of hiring a solo developer who may not have the depth you need. We invest in what we build. When we believe in a project, we don't just build it, we invest in it. This aligns incentives between Milysec and founders in a way that a pure service relationship never could. We're motivated to make the product succeed, not just to ship code. Speed is our edge. Web3 development in Australia often suffers from slow iteration cycles. Teams spend months in planning, months in development, and finally ship something that the market has already moved past. We're obsessive about shipping fast and learning from real users early. Our typical project cycle from concept to working product is 6-12 weeks. Not a polished V1.0, a real deployed on-chain product that users can touch. The Australian Web3 scene. Australia's Web3 ecosystem is maturing quickly. What was once a small community of crypto enthusiasts has evolved into a serious industry with institutional involvement, major Australian banks and financial institutions experimenting with blockchain. Regulatory progress. ASIC and Treasury providing clearer frameworks for digital assets. Talent growth, more Australian developers learning Solana, Ethereum, and related tooling. Local capital, angel investors and family offices allocating to Web3 early-stage companies. Milysec sits at the intersection of all of this. We understand the Australian regulatory landscape, the local talent market, and the unique opportunities that come with building in the Asia-Pacific time zone. Why Solana for Australian Web3 development? As a Solana native studio, we've made a deliberate choice to build primarily on Solana. The reasons are practical. Speed. Sub 400 milliseconds finality means better UX for end users. Cost, near zero fees, make microtransaction applications viable. Ecosystem, deep liquidity, active developer community, growing institutional support, Asia-Pacific alignment. Solana has significant presence in the APAC region. For Australian companies considering blockchain, Solana consistently delivers better outcomes than alternatives for the use cases we focus on: payments, loyalty systems, real-world asset tokenization, and consumer-facing DeFi, what we look for in projects. Milysec doesn't work on everything. We're selective about what we build because our model requires us to be. We look for clear value proposition. The blockchain component should be solving a real problem, not added for novelty. Viable business model, tokens, fees, subscriptions. Some path to sustainability, execution-ready founders, technical or product leaders who can make decisions fast, market timing, problems that the market is ready to solve now, working with Milysec. If you're an Australian founder with a Web3 idea or an international team looking for a technical partner with APAC expertise, we'd love to explore what's possible. The Web3 development Australia landscape is still early. The founders who move decisively now will define the next decade of the local blockchain ecosystem. Milysec is here to help them build it. Reach out, hello@milysec.com.